Welcome to the latest video from my YouTube channel, Pro Wrestling Society. As you can see today, we have a special guest, my almost 3-year-old daughter, Alexis. Say hi, Lexi. Say hi. No? Okay. Well, she is a bit ill and has been glued to me, so she will be in this video, majority probably staring at you guys awkwardly, but I wanted to get to some sports content today as I've been away for a few days and there's been a lot of news that has come out. So here we go. Richie Incognito has filed a grievance over his suspension from the Miami Dolphins. Initially, I had thought his career was done, no matter what, public relations he did. But the support that he received from the NFL community, players, fans, media, has kind of changed my tune on that a little bit. I think maybe, although this season, I think he's done, but overall, I think he will get a team to sign him next season. Somewhere that needs media coverage like the Jaguars or somewhere like that will like the free publicity as long as it lasts. Other big news that came out yesterday was Toronto Maple Leafs forward Nazem Kadri received a 3-game suspension for his elbow to the face of Minnesota goalie Nicklas Backstrom. Now, if you watch the game, you see Kadri isn't a very big guy, but this is Backstrom. He came across the crease and just nailed him in the face with basically like a forearm shiver, and knocked him out with not knocked him out, but he's out with a concussion. And he got 3 games, which for his first offense is fairly substantial. But if this was anyone else that had a history, we would have been 5-10 games, I think, minimum. It was a really dirty play. In other NHL news, the Carolina Hurricanes are going to get a huge kick in the ass in the next few days with the return of star goalie Cam Ward. But that brings up an interesting question. What do they do with goalie Justin Peters, who has arguably been one of their best players down the last 5-6 games? Do they send him down to the minors? Do they keep him as a backup? Do they let him start and have Ward battle him? How will that affect Cam Ward? It's a huge issue they could be facing because they don't want to make the wrong mistake. Look at the Maple Leafs back in the 2000s. They had 2 young goalies with lots of promise, but only room for one. And the Boston Bruins acquired Tuukka Rask for basically a used jockstrap and some pucks. And everyone who follows the NHL knows that Tuukka Rask is now one of the best goalies in the NHL. And the other goalie, Justin Pogge, is probably the best goalie in a Ontario Rec League. He was a complete bust. So when you got a young goalie, you really got to be smart about what you do with him. And this will be a big test for the Hurricanes, what they decide to do with Justin Peters. Another player who is showing how much he means to his team is Ryan Getzlaf. He's missed the last few games, and the team has went right down the shitter. Especially guys like Dustin Penner, who had a great start to the season and are now showing just how bad they really are when they don't have Getzlaf to lean on. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. They recently did send down their young goalie, who was kickstarting everything, to bring back their goalie off injured reserve. So we'll have to see how that decision actually affects the Ducks, but I think it was a mistake. Other news, I'm sure fans of the Rangers will be excited to hear that Rick Nash is now skating with the team in practice. Nash, who only played the first 3 games of the season, yes, honey, only played the first 3 games of the season, has been out with a concussion. So he should be back, I'm hoping, within the next few weeks, as I have him in my fantasy league and need a kickstart. Other news, there was a lot of MMA news that came out yesterday with John Jones being taken off the UFC 170 card against Glover Teixeira. A lot of people are wondering why, because there's no news given as to why he was pulled, no news of an injury or anything. So that's a very developing story, so it should be cool to follow that in the coming days. Anthony Pettis, who recently won the UFC lightweight title, is now out for 7 to 8 months after undergoing surgery on his knee. So I would assume that there will be an interim title fight coming up soon. And as PWS staff member Ryan Swinimer said, Josh Thompson versus TJ Grant is the logical choice. Grant had the title fight all set up, but then suffered a concussion in training. So that should be good to see, and I hope Grant knocks Thompson out. Go Canada. Cub Swanson will be out for the next month after undergoing surgery on his elbow. Swanson has always proven to be kind of like a top 3 fighter in his division. He just can't seem to make that step up to champ. So it should be cool to see where that goes from here. No, it's okay. I'll get to a couple questions now before I go take care of my infant here. Shane Bradbury asked, if you got the chance to spend an hour with any diva, who would it be and why, and what would you do? Naughty question, Shane, but actually my answer would likely surprise you. It would probably be Natalya, just because, I'm a huge fan of the Harts, and just being able to pick her brain about wrestling in general would be really fun to do. I'm sure that's not the answer you were wanting, but it's what you're going to get. Let's see. Gavnots Fletcher said, what made you want to do the site/page/YouTube account? There are so many others out there, but what makes you stand out from the rest? Now, PWS is different than the standard wrestling Facebook page, as we do a lot more than that. We do sports, MMA, the occasional world news story if it catches national attention, and we cover basically everything. So that puts us different right there. Also, we have a lot of unique games on our Facebook page, like our Who Did It Best, where we look at a wrestling move and determine which wrestler in history did it the best. We have like a Babe of the Day, Star of the Day. We do a lot of things that a lot of pages do, but I think I do it a lot better. You guys can find that out for yourself if you go on our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/pro-wrestling-scoops-forums. I'm still working on getting that fixed, as the page name is PWS Pro Wrestling Society, so make sure you check it out. While you're checking out Facebook pages, make sure you check out my buddy Xander's Wrestling Matters to Us. Huge help to us in the middle days of my page's existence, and I still admin over there, so it's great as well. I'm going to get to one more question, and then I will be off. Let's see. Ryan Tucker asked, if 2 MMA stars left MMA to train to be a wrestler and form a tag team, who would be the 2 most ideal guys to do it? Well, Chael Sonnen is already very good at the promo part of everything. He plays the heel to a T. So, I think he is an obvious choice. And another guy who does it also is Josh Barnett, who is a heavyweight. So that'd be a cool little mix, a guy that's 265 and a guy that's 205. Power of Barnett, speed of Chael Sonnen. I think it would be a great tag team, and that I think are the 2 most guys likely to join pro wrestling after their MMA careers are done and have success, unlike Tito Ortiz. So that's it for today. Leave any questions, comments, feedback, anything down below. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at the PWS Society 1S. I already said like us on Facebook. And yeah, that'll be all for today. I hope you like our new intro and outro. And please leave any feedback you can. I am still extremely new at this, and I hope to get back to this tomorrow. It all depends on this little angel right here. Say bye, Lexi.
Bye.
Say have a good day.
Thank you.
Talk to you guys later.